Welcome back, everyone. This is game number 2 here between TT1 and PuMa. This time we're here on Metalopolis. We do have TT1 spawning in the 12 o'clock position as our blue Protoss player. And then down over here in the 6 o'clock is PuMa as the red Terran player. So yes, again, this is game number 2. This is actually going to be a best of 3 series here between PuMa and TT1. Now PuMa winning the last game with some constant economy harass against TT1. He forced canceled, he killed off expansions, he drop harassed, he did everything. And now there was one bad engagement for PuMa in which TT1 managed to catch him in a choke point and do a lot of splash damage with Archons and Colossus. However, the second large engagement, PuMa making sure that he was in a wide open area, allowing his Vikings to move in safely, stopping his units from clumping up, and he really pretty much won that second large battle pretty handedly. That was a great game number 1, but hopefully this game number 2 is going to be just as exciting. Now, it does look like PuMa will be coming off with a wall off. The only real reason to do this is if you're attempting to hide some sort of tech. So we see a couple of things. We see teching up, say going for a fast Hellion drop or going for quick cloak Banshees. The other thing that you see sometimes as well is if you're going in for an all-in build or if you're going for a quick expansion. These are other things that you want to attempt to hide. We mention this all the time. The big danger in doing this, though, the only time you really need to really wall off is against Zerg. Now against Protoss or Terran, you run the risk of losing these buildings, but once more, if the whole purpose is to try to hide something, then this can pay off and it can be beneficial. Now, so far, everything's actually looking pretty much standard here for PuMa. Looks like he did go 12 racks and 13 refineries, so nothing too fancy quite as of yet. We're going to want to keep an eye as to when and if that second refinery gets dropped down, and basically what his intentions are after this first barracks. And he's moving down with that SCV scout, and he's actually pulling across right now. And where is he headed first? Let's take a look. Looks like we'll be going straight behind him to that close air distance location there, checking for TT1, and then he's likely to move up into where TT1 is actually located at that 12 o'clock position. So there we go. Gateway is up. Cybernetics Core coming on through, still just on that one assimilator. We do have TT1 moving across, and he'll be checking the upper right position, and he'll be finding out momentarily that, hey, PuMa is not here, so he'll be down and moving on right into his base. Unfortunately, though, for him, PuMa fully prepared. He has got that Marine on patrol, so that probe scout will not be able to get up and get much scouting information at all. Still not seeing much of anything. Looks like we're going to be seeing a factory come down right now, though, so there we go. Factory coming down here for PuMa. He had saved up those 100 Vespian. Here comes that probe scout once more. Not going to be able to do anything. There is a Marine denying him in the face. Now back over here, we do have TT1. Cybernetics Core finish. Here comes that Warp Gate research. Starting off with that Stalker as well. SCV scouting that double gas there. And I don't think that he's actually going to get much more scouting done at all because I don't expect TT1 to drop that next step, his next building, until the Stalker comes out and is actually able to shoo away that SCV. Probe will be attempting to move in for some secondary scouting. This time, though, running into 2 Marines, and there you go. That probe is dead. A little bit of micro is all that he needs to take that probe out. Got continuous Marine production here. PuMa just about finished with that factory. Is he going to be coming out straight for that starport? Will it be the 111? Or is he going to be doing something else? There's the starport, so the 111 is coming through. Also seeing a tech lab there on that factory. Marines moving out, checking for proxy pylons, checking for additional scouts. That's exactly what they are doing. We do have a, oh boy, Stargate here for TT1. So opening up with some Stargate play. Very, very interesting indeed. Now, what is the next step here for you, TT1? Are you dropping some additional gateways? Are you going for some crazy build, opening up Stargate Phoenix and then moving into an expansion? There's all sorts of options. I will be interested to see what he does decide to do. PuMa does have the SCV scout sitting over here, and he is making his way back on up, and let's see if he can get much scouting done. I don't expect him to do too much. Here we go, though. We'll be running into that Stalker, and that should be enough to deny that scouting. Zealot trying to get a shot off as well, but he does not. And oh no, the SCV! Does he scout it? No, the wrong way. You went the wrong way, PuMa. So disappointed. So very disappointed. We do have a Void Ray coming out right now for PuMa. PuMa also will be going into some Cloak Banshee play, and this is quite interesting indeed. One big thing to keep note of is that TT1, what does he lack right now? That would be cloak detection. Now, you may rebut with saying, hey, you know what, Force? He's got a Void Ray in play. You know, the Void Ray is not going to do much good when that cloak goes down. Obviously, the cloak, though, doesn't last forever, and that's really the big thing. When you lack cloak detection, it's just a matter about, you know, trying to cut your losses and not lose too much while that cloaked Banshee is doing damage, you know? So we do have the, oh, no, moving on up. Moving on up to the sky. We do have that probe moving up, and he did scout out The fact that there was a bunker placed at the front, and here comes a push right now from TT1, so he's doing some one base, very hard aggression right now. We got a proxy pylon over here, proxy pylon over here as well. Looks like we did lose that SCV. Now he's got a little bit of protection. We'll be coming out that second bunker. We do have a follow-up here of a Viking, and we do have that one Cloak Banshee. That Cloak research just about to finish. He's going to be moving out. Void Ray, given vision on the high ground, will be attempting to get some damage done here, and he actually should do a decent job here protecting that Void Ray with those stalkers. He's going to allow him to kill off this supply depot. Now, once that Viking comes into play, this really is going to be a different story. Should be seeing those Marines go for a full-on engagement. Again, that second bunker is up, so a push right through the middle of the ramp there is going to be a lot more difficult. So let's see. Here's the Viking ready for action here. We've got a second Banshee follow-up. There's a Cloak Banshee in the main. TT1 seeing the Cloak Banshee, just calling the GG. He didn't even want to bother with that. And I'm not even going to bother with the post-game recap because there's really nothing to say. You know, we saw that opening of Cloak Banshee there for PuMa, and we saw that attempted Void Ray one-base play. Unfortunately, though, TT1 lacking cloak detection in this type of build, realizing that that one Cloak Banshee was about to go to town on his economy, and that would have stopped him from doing any additional warp-ins, just made TT1 throw his hands up in the air and call the GG. Also, PuMa was in a fairly solid defensive position. He was going to take a little bit of economic damage, but nothing he couldn't have dealt with, especially if he had gotten a second Viking in play to just take care of that Void Ray. Then that's pretty much, that's everything right there. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this series. Looks like PuMa does knock TT1 out 2-0 in this best of 3. As always, I thank you for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe. Keep watching and keep owning.